And most people have no idea what this is. And if you look at the health system today, it's going crazy because nobody in the health system has answered the question, what is the problem? Yeah? So it's very important to work with that and be very clear, because if you're not clear, you're going to be like a rubber ball bouncing all over the place and causing problems for everybody else. Then the third question, I think, is very important, and it's the question of 100% responsibility, is the question of where is the problem? Where is the problem? And this question deals with being 100% responsible. And as I say, kind of every class that I've ever given for the 25 years, the point always comes up, have you ever noticed that every time there's a problem, you are always there? Yeah. I mean, you are always there. Always. There's no exception. So we're going to look at where is the problem, because if you're not clear where the problem is, then too bad for the rest of us. Because as you get clear as to who you are, what is the problem, where the problem is, the rest of us will be fine. Really. But as long as you can't answer any of this, the rest of us will be in hell, and you will be the creator now. Yeah? So it's very important. And then the question is, how can the problem be solved? How can the problem be solved? But how can we solve a problem when we don't even know what the problem is? How can we solve a problem when we don't even know where it is? Truly, we have no idea. So I'm going to deal with this, and it's this 3 and 4 deal with being 100% responsible. It's very, very, very important to be 100% responsible. And then the 5th question, which I've just thrown in since Japan. I came back from Japan, did a class there last weekend. The question is what is the purpose of existence? What is the purpose of existence? And nobody knows. Because if you knew, you wouldn't be here. Really, you would not be here. If you knew what a problem was, you would not be here. You would be wasting your time. Wasting it. You could be walking the beaches of Maui or go up to the place where I live on the Big Island volcano, 5 miles from an active volcano, and any moment you go and you're gone. You know? But since I live part of the year in California, Woodland Hills, you could go be gone too. Here's what I'm going to, Joe and I and whoever, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't care where it's going to go, really. I'm just putting it up, and you're going to be creating where it goes, and I'm going to be doing what I came to do and go, oh my God, and then start erasing, yeah. So let's see, where do we begin? That's a very important question. Where is it? Where do we begin? Somebody tell me, where do we begin? If we're going to solve these, we're going to answer these questions, where do we begin? And be clear. Again, he says he's giving permission to be profane. So most of what you're going to say today is bullshit stuff. I mean, you are. Yeah, I've heard it before. It's going to be sheer bullshit. So I'm getting ready, and here's what I'm getting ready with. Maybe Joe wants to say something.
No, I just have a mic to hand to whoever wants to say something. Right there.
Well, you're like everybody else. Only what happens if you're in California and in Los Angeles, they talk a very good story. Yeah. Whatever reason, the Los Angeles folks around Los Angeles, they always say, I know, and you know it's bullshit stuff. I mean, it is. It's all the bullshit. So maybe somebody would like to contribute to the bullshit, you know? So I have here what is called an eraser. So as you're talking, I'm watching the room, watching the cosmos, watching the plant, watching all this, and it's only an opportunity for me to erase. So fire away. And you have to, for me, you have to speak very slowly, and I would ask you to stand up so I know where the trash is coming from.
From this corner.
Now, we're going to make the point now. So listen, he is not talking. I want you to be clear about that. When he speaks, he is not speaking. It's data speaking in his soul. So he's not speaking, because if he was at zero, he would have nothing to say. So I'm going to make this point over and over again, that you were created in the exact likeness of the divine, pure and perfect. Pure. So who you are is a divine being that's perfect already. But you happen to talk trash. Yeah? So let's listen to a divine being talk trash. Yes, sir.
So once I heard that there are no problems.
I'm sorry?
Once I heard that there are no problems, but only situations.
What does that mean?
It means that it becomes a problem because of our understanding it as a problem.
No, it becomes a problem because it's data. See, now if, for example, you were at zero, you'd be fine. But as soon as you start talking, you're talking, as Dr. Vitale is saying, you're talking this. But here's who you are. But when you talk trash, this echoes the trash. But if you were already perfect, you wouldn't say anything. Zero. So what you're saying is nonsense. So I'm going to hit like that because I want to make sure you don't get away with bullshit.
Any more questions?
Yeah. So now where you want to be, so I'm going to erase the board and I want you to watch this. You will know, you will realize I cannot erase zero, but I can erase data. So I'm going to erase the data. And as I erase the data, I'm leaving you behind. This is you. This is what Shakespeare called blank. This is what Goethe in Faust calls stillness. This is what Jesus called purity of soul. This is what people like Buddha says void. So when you're at void, you're free, clear, peace, beyond all comprehension. This is you. This is chaos. This is chaos on you. This is disease. This is problem. And this is what Buddha calls suffering. That when the data plays, which is a memory replaying, as Dr. Vitale pointed out, you're stuck. I don't care what you say, it's trash. But now, if you're willing to let go.
Can I add one thing?
Oh, please be my guest.
So he said, I have a problem, but he heard that he can call it, I have a situation. I'm writing it down so that you can visibly see that this is just data reframed with a different word in it. It is still a program. It is still trash. It is still something that can be erased. It's exactly the same thing. You just used a different word on it, but that word was also taking you away from zero.
taking you away from yourself. Pure in heart. You have given up. Don't go away, Dr. Vitale. Come. So you have given up yourself, pure in heart, for trash. Trash. I mean, can you imagine giving up a pure soul for trash? And this is what we do moment to moment. We're trashy. Yeah. For example, some of you have this notion that you're a healer. It's trash. Some of you who think you're coaches, it's trash. Because if you're hanging around somebody who needs to be coached, all you have to do is erase the stuff and the person will be fine. Because if you are 0, everybody else will be at 0. So when I work with people who come and see me over the years, I try not to. But when they call or get an email that slips in, I don't know how they got, I say to myself, what's going on in me that they should be giving me a litany, data, trash of their problems. And so now as I begin to erase the trash in me, it gets erased in them, and they never email me again. Now, the only thing I don't know, and Mr. Joe Vitale will have to tell me, is how to build them. Yeah. So please be clear, like he's pointed out, you are 0. This is called freedom. Freedom is no trash. Clarity. Peace beyond all understanding. This is who we are.
He and I were on a radio show together, and we were getting a lot of call-in questions, and we were getting a lot of call-in comments. Before my book came out, our book, no, this was mine, but Zero Limits is by both of us, he said, Joe, when the book comes out, the shit is going to hit the fan. And I said, no problem, I can handle it, until the first shit hit the fan. And I didn't handle it very well. I had a whole lot of cleaning to do within me. We ended up doing a radio show together that he probably remembers, and he interrupted the host and he said, do you have any really nasty questions?
We were having all kinds of sweet kind of questions, and I said to him, let's go after a nasty one. You know?
And so the announcer said, somebody by the name of Chris has this really strong question. And I was bracing myself to hear it. It's like, I wasn't inviting this. I don't want to hear this. I'm doing just fine in my little bubble. So don't bring it in. He was inviting it. Why was he inviting it? First, opportunity for clearing. But he said something that was a real eye-opener for me. He said that the person asking the question isn't asking the question. It is a data, it is a program, it is a belief, whatever you want to call that, was being spoken through the person.
This is why therapy never works. Because, as he's pointing out, when somebody says something to you, it's not about that. But we who have been trained, including parents, we keep thinking that's what they're saying. But you never hear what they say because you're always reacting. You're only hearing your reaction of what they're saying. Yeah.
Just having that awareness that the person asking the question wasn't trying to dagger me on purpose. What they were really doing was expressing what I sometimes called a virus of the mind, that they had actually just picked up a virus and that they were expressing it, much like somebody picks up a cold, that they weren't doing it intentionally, that they had no responsibility for it because they were unaware of it, but because it was coming through that, instead of seeing a person named Chris in this case who was asking a question, I now heard that data came through a person named Chris, and what I wanted to clean was the data. And I was recognizing the data because the data was in me.
Take it slowly now. Let's go through that one more time, because some of the people are going, One more time.
What I'm looking for when anybody comes to me and they say something nice about that book or any of my work, or they say something negative, perceived as negative about that book or any other work, is I'm now looking at it's not the person telling me it, it's not you expressing it, that you actually have picked up a cold, a virus, a program. And these programs are in us, they're in the universe, First, this is one thing that he's depressed me with. He says there is an unimaginably huge amount of cleaning to do that we will actually never, ever get it done in this lifetime. And I was really looking for the easy button. Push it, and everybody's cleaned, especially me first. But the point is that whatever I'm noticing in somebody else, I'm only noticing it in somebody else because it's in me. And so instead of trying to clean the other person, which isn't going to work because the thing is in me, I've noticed it. I have to clean within me. And I'm at the point that I'm doing it nonstop to the best of my ability. And I'll tell you how I do it once we get through this. But I wanted to go and reiterate it.
So, anybody unclear about what he said? Because if you give me a chance to say I can erase it because it's trash. So anything that comes up in your mind, including a question, can be erased. Because once you leave this room, you're going to have questions that can be erased. If you don't get to erasing them, you're going to be stuck in the data. It's going to kill you. Example: there was a woman in Fort Collins. There was a woman in Fort Collins raised her hand, and she said to me, "Dr. Hewlin, I did the cleaning, but I had a flat tire." And I go, what's the big deal? And as I was watching, here's what I was watching. My mind cleaning, because she wasn't saying what she was saying. I was watching. I did my cleaning. As I was watching the cleaning, here's what I heard. So when you clean, here's what you're going to hear. It's called inspiration. You got to be at zero. You got to give it up, the trash. So now here's this is called inspiration. It's called inspire, what the Hawaiians call ha. The ha is equivalent to inspire. And if you take this word and you attach it to the word alo, ha. Do you know what aloha means? Oh, that's funny. Welcome. Trash. Tell me what aloha really means. Yes, to be in the presence of God. So if I say aloha to my friend here, I'm acknowledging I'm in the presence of God and I shouldn't be screwing around. Because if I'm angry with him, it's being angry against God. So just want to share that with you, just as a side note. So alo means to be in the presence of God. Okay, so now inspiration comes in and I hear. Here's what's going on. So as I was doing my cleaning, I heard the divinity say to me, 3 generations from now, her great, 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 great grandson would have been born retarded. Can I say that again? So doing the cleaning, the opportunity to clean, prevented a memory from producing in her family a retarded person. Let's kind of hang around with that a little bit. Maybe you kind of pay attention. You ought to do more cleaning. Be more at zero. I mean, really. In Charlotte, I was doing a class in Charlotte. A woman says, "I only have a small question, Dr. Yulan."